My Lords, I shall be brief after a very valuable debate. I just want to make it clear that the opposition front bench is fully behind the amendments in the name of the noble Baroness Lady Pinnock and my noble friend Lord Lansley, and there is nothing I am going to seek to add on the detail of their amendments, which have been so eloquently argued by both of them. I just add one reflection of my own. It is, I think, very easy to imagine that listed building consent and planning applications are all much of the same thing, because they're usually dealt with by the same officers in the same local authority, but they're not. They're two very distinct legal regimes, and they have two very distinct bases. Planning is essentially about mitigating and shaping the externalities of development so as to minimize public harm and perhaps achieve some public good. But it's to do with utility, whereas listed building legislation is about a test of absolute value. Either a building is listed and therefore is to be preserved implicitly forever, or it is not. Now, of course, there are grades of listing, and of course it is possible to delist a building so there's a little bit movement around the edges. But essentially it's not a test of utility. Is this something that is useful to us? It is a test of value. And for the government to mix up these two, to mash them together, is to ignore that very important distinction. The listed building regime is not part of a trade-off as a consequence of that. You do not say, because we can achieve something useful on the one hand, a faster railway, a shorter route, whatever it might be, therefore there is a calculus by which we can demolish so many listed buildings to achieve that. They are not commensurate regimes, and the government, I think, would do very well to withdraw this section altogether and rely on the flexibility that exists in existing arrangements. But I look forward to hearing what the noble Lord has to say. I suspect it is a matter that we will be debating again in due course.